California has become the national leader in the use of checkpoints to get drunk drivers off the road.
This is a driver's license DUI checkpoint. Have you had anything drink tonight, sir?
No.
Good deal.
And with 2,500 operations planned, California has declared 2010 the year of the checkpoint.
This is a driver's license DUI checkpoint. Can I see your license?
But this program isn't only catching drunk drivers. For every one DUI arrest at a checkpoint, there can be as many as 60 people cited for another offense.
This is a ticket for driving without a license. Okay.
In California, if you're driving without a license, most police don't just give you a citation. They do something that no other state does.
All right, well, because you don't have a license, we're towing the car. Can I have the key, please?
They tow your car and impound it, and not just for a few days.
As it stands right now, it is a 30-day tow. You understand that? 30 days? 30 days.
Last year, 24,000 cars were impounded at California checkpoints for the mandatory 30 days.
If someone's driving without a license, you want to keep their car long enough so they can't just get their car immediately and start driving again.
Professor David Ragland of the University of California, Berkeley, helps administer millions of dollars in federal funds for DUI checkpoints.
In 20% of traffic fatalities, there's at least one unlicensed driver involved. Therefore, it's extremely important that we find a way to get people without licenses off the road.
Impounding the vehicles of unlicensed motorists in California is illegal and unconstitutional.
Critics like State Senator Gilbert Cedillo say that impounding cars has three fundamental problems. It's illegal, it's exploiting undocumented immigrant drivers, and the checkpoints are motivated by money, not safety.
It's all to raise revenue for these local governments. This is the simple reason why they're doing this, to raise revenue for their cash-strapped cities.
The checkpoints are funded with federal money, $30 million a year. But local governments and the private companies they contract to tow and store the cars earned $40 million last year. None of the police chiefs in cities where we observed checkpoints would talk on camera. But according to our own reporting, most unlicensed drivers are undocumented immigrants.
Cities are exploiting a broken immigration system, exploiting broken state laws, taking advantage and exploiting the most vulnerable members of our society.
By state law, undocumented immigrants are barred from getting a driver's license, but they can buy a car. Like this man, who we'll call Bernardino, an undocumented immigrant who drives to his construction jobs.
Yo sé que estoy haciendo algo malo, no lo debo hacer.
I know that I'm doing something wrong. I shouldn't be doing it, but I need to. I need my car for work. Without a car, I have nothing.
Bernardino said he was stopped at a checkpoint.
They asked me for my license. I said I didn't have one. They asked for ID. I said I left it at home. They said, okay, we're sorry, but we're going to have to take your car.
Like most undocumented immigrants who are stopped at checkpoints, after their vehicle's seized, they're simply allowed to go. Law enforcement officers at checkpoints around the state say they don't call immigration authorities.
We don't check with immigration. You know, it's either they have a license or they don't. And if they don't have a license, they're issued a citation and sent on their way. Obviously without a car, but they're free to go.
Bernardino, like 2/3 of those whose vehicles are impounded at checkpoints, never claimed his car. It's partly because of fear, and partly because rather than pay $2,000 in fees, it's often cheaper to just buy a new car. So that's what Bernardino did.
I know if they stop me, I'll lose my car again. But if I lose it, I'll buy another, because I need one.
The number of impounds like Bernardino's have doubled in the past 5 years. The spike continues despite a 2005 court ruling that it's illegal to impound a vehicle if the only charge is driving without a license. Since the ruling, some law enforcement agencies, like the California Highway Patrol, have changed their policies. But most local police departments continue to routinely impound cars. The state attorney general's office says it's unclear whether the impounds are still unconstitutional. They await ruling on a new case that's now before the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals.